Welcome everybody, Andrew Ainsworth Golf Academy here. A little comparison today between two of the Mizuno superstars really in their range. I do a lot of custom fitting here in my Golf Academy in Tring in England, and this year we've got the new JPX EZ forged, but also in the range we still have the JPX 850 forged, and a few people have been getting in contact saying, can you maybe do a little comparison between these two, because they're maybe not sure what the pros and cons are. So let's just give you a little look at the two clubs. So on the top here we have the JPX EZ Forge, which is being launched in this country very shortly in February. These are both demo clubs. And below it we have the JPX 850 Forge, which has been out for some time, been very successful. A little bit of background on the 850 Forged. It took Mizuno 6 years to get this process where they could get boron into the forging process, and what that did is enable them to get some slightly higher ball speeds. Very complicated process, I believe, but they managed to do it. That's why it took them 6 years, and they've used the same sort of technology in the EZ Forge. They've got boron in that. So what I wanted to do was do a subjective test, look at some numbers, and give you guys and girls some sort of feedback, because a few of you think, well, deciding which one to go for. Cosmetically, as you can see, both quite different. We've got the standard sort of matte silver finish on the 850 forged, and on the EZ we've got this sort of dark black nickel sort of finish on it. So they do look different. In terms of loft, both exactly the same, both coming in at 28 degrees of loft, which is fairly standard these days, I would say. Looking down at the two clubs from above, the 850 forged is definitely a slightly shorter blade, okay, and I would say slightly thinner top edge. Now that could be just the way it looks. I don't have the actual measurements as yet for the EZ forged, but just looking at it, it certainly looks that way. On the bottom, you know, both fairly similar really in what they've done. They sort of chamfered off the leading edge of both of these clubs. So they're working in the same, I would imagine the offset is the same on both of these clubs. Let's say the 850 forged, just a slightly more compact head. When I was hitting these in testing, the club which gave me the most confidence today, now I could hit both of these tomorrow and that might change because that's how fickle golf is, isn't it? I actually felt a little bit more confident hitting the EZ forged, but you know, on some days that might be the 850, so they're both very similar. Let's look at the numbers. On the top here, in the yellows, we've got the JPX 850 forged. Now, as always with these things, I'm trying to get three similar strikes. I don't have HMT on my GC2. HMT, for those of you who are not sure, is head measurement technology. HMT actually shows you exactly where you're striking the ball on the club face. Now, where you strike the ball on the face is definitely going to affect performance. Now, I've got to base that on feel. I kind of know when I've got one out the middle and when I've got one out the bottom or one out the toe. So these three strikes for each club were pretty centered, you know, and I spent quite a bit of time trying to get three similar hits. So let's have a little look. So 850 forged, I was averaging 86.3 miles an hour. Okay, and I was getting a total backspin of 4,200, giving me a total carry distance, okay, of 171. Not worried about run out. I'm not even going to talk about run out distance. It's 171 carry. Okay, went on to the JPX EZ forged. I got the club speed pretty much the same, 86.4. I got the backspin at 4165, virtually identical. And look, 172, 1 yard longer. What can I say? They are incredibly similar in performance. Couldn't call them. Okay, if I was blindfolded and I didn't know which one I was hitting, right, GC2's just popped off there, the projector's going into auto mode. If I was blindfolded even, I couldn't tell. I really couldn't. So what you've got to do, if you think one of these clubs is for you, you've got to go to a fitting centre and you've got to hit some balls with each, and you make the decision. Okay, it could come down to looks. I doubt it will come down to feel because they're both basically made out of the same material, but you're going to put one down and think, ooh, that looks nice. That looks nice as well, but I prefer that one or I prefer this one. Very, very subjective. The bottom line is they're both fantastic clubs. Mizuno have got a big range of irons now, including their MP irons. They've got 9 clubs in their range, which is a big range of irons, isn't it? Not many manufacturers are carrying 9 irons in their range. But there we go. Hope you enjoyed that one. That's a comparison between the JPX 850 forged and the JPX EZ forged. Go and get them a hit. If you like forged clubs which are quite easy to hit, then you're not going to find 2 better clubs than this around to try. Thanks for watching. Any of you guys and girls out there have got comments to make on these clubs, please let me know what you think. Please subscribe to my videos, then you'll get a little alert when I'm posting new stuff. Thanks for watching. All the best.